A lot to talk about tonight, actually. It's been a while. I haven't been broadcasting since Passover. I mean, live broadcast. We've been sort of scheduled. So this should be an interesting adventure tonight. Stay tuned. Buckle up. Let's see if we get some peeps. Get the chat going. Okay. Two people. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Charles, Truthsayer. Info Prism, Gel. I don't know, Gel. I'm not pronouncing your name right. I apologize. Gloria. Maybe you could tell me how to pronounce it. Hey, Brian, Lori, Amanda, Hamaja. Hey, Hamajam. Aloha. Are you in Hawaii, Hannah? GJ, Days of Elijah, Rumpelstiltskin, Nancy, Tanya, honey. Hey, Tanya, sweetheart. C. Rubia, Rodney, Mindy, C. Hey, Mindy. So beautiful. Thank you for saying that. Hello. Okay. When did I get home? I got home, hey, Audrey, on Friday morning. Hey, George. Hey, Carol. Hey, Jill. Dennis. Oh, Jill is going to pronounce it. Wait, Jill is going to tell me. You pronounced it right. Oh, Jill's okay. Okay, thanks. All right. I got lucky. All right. Dennis and I am me. I am I. Good. Lois, Pat, TRU, I'm P girl. Oha, Oahu. All right, Chana. You're so funny. Lauren, Chana is my buddy from Crown Heights. Mary, Awakened One. All right, you guys ready? Okay, let's get going here. Michael and everybody, White Rabbit, Maynard, Rogier, upstate New York. Cool. Golden, Awakened One. All right, let's get started. White Rabbit. Okay. Hey, Gary. Island. Hey, Island Girl. All right. So let's get going. Let's I have a couple of things, just some quick notes from Passover. I also want to mention that the Jewish people are counting spheros, meaning that each night we count a different aspect of our personality, of our mitos, of our, there are 7 mitos. There's 7 attributes of kind of like emotional attributes, but they're really the way God expresses himself in this world. There's kindness, there's strictness, there's Tiferes, which means beauty. There's Netzach, which is victory and perseverance, and Hod, which is humility. Yesod, which is connection to others, and Malchus, which is kingship, which is actually a female. Actually, it's really more like queenship. It's Malchus takes all the attributes from above it and receives it all and puts it all together and brings it into the next uses the information and to communicate to the level below it. So we are. I think I can say it. I forget if it's permitted. I'm not. I'm just going to go for it. Tonight we are in Tiferes Shebagavura, which means the beauty. It really means the harmony of the different forces in Gevurah, which is strength. So the idea is that we have crossed the Sea of Reeds, we have left Egypt, and now we're coming into to receive the Torah. So we have 49 days, and the last day is the 50th. God gives us the 50th gate. We can't earn it on our own, but we have to earn the 49 steps of cleaning up our mitos. And I'll be talking more about this, but this started on the second night of Passover. And let me just see when it ends. It ends on Shavuos, right, of course. So it ends on the 26th, really the 25th, we'll call it the 26th. The 26th of May, okay, is the end of it. And that's the 6th of Sivan. But really Shavuos starts the 5th of Sivan, the 25th, 26th of May. So that's the day that we will be receiving the Torah. Now, my point is that we receive the Torah, and then we come into the promised land, right? And the big point, the big take home I have, and I know I'm insisting on this, and I know I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I don't care. I'm not about I'm not about people pleasing in that respect. Um, that I believe the ascension has to come from us. It cannot be a gift. It has to come from our work, or else we don't truly appreciate it. So when we first left Egypt, the first time we left Egypt, God took our hand. Maybe God took our hand out this time too. I don't know. But in order to come into the promised land, we, you and I, me included, have to ascend on our own, have to go to the next level of ascension. And hey, Troy. Thank you, brother. Um, Now, the thing is, yeah, it's a new era. The thing, yes, we've gone. Okay, so let's go back to Passover. Passover represents a huge transformation. And I know for me personally, every year after Passover, I am a completely different person, completely. And I know this year I went through a lot. I was away from home. I was involved. I was involved in a miraculous situation. I mean, I'll see if I can figure out a way to explain what happened on Passover, but it was like there were miracles there that are beyond belief. Let's say. I mean, I got to witness some miracles on Passover that were mm, really colossal, and I will try to find a way to explain that as in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, we have to save ourselves. We have to ascend. This has to come from us. Now, one thing I had a young man. I don't know if he's listening, but if Menachem is listening to me from from um, from Pesach, I just want to say, I mean, he was so beautifully asked me like, how do we ascend? How do we achieve this level of knowing? And he wanted me to kind of like encapsulate it in one word. He says, "Is it bittul?" Bittul means like humility. It means nullification of self. And I would say, I mean, I would say if I have to say what ascension means to me, it's 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 not something that one can describe in a single word, except I would say the closest way I could explain it is that yes, you are bittul. You yourself are not as present. I mean, you meaning the you that has desires and needs and all that stuff. You're not as present. You don't really exist. You don't. But the real truth of it is you are ascending from the rational mind into the mind that cannot be described, the mind of the heart. I mean, people say it, the heart mind. It really doesn't describe it. It's really, if you know your spheros, it's really about das, about ascending to the level of das from Chokman Bina, from your intellect. Like it means going past your intellect into a kind of a void. I mean, it's that's the only way I can describe it. It's like you stop thinking the way you used to think, and you can't get there by thinking about it. In other words, if you think it's bittul, if you think it's humility, if you think it's nullification of ego, if you put words like that, then or if you have like, it's a 3-step process and you try to figure it out like that, you'll never get there. You can't get there on that road. The road is through, like the easiest way I can explain it. I put out a video. I don't know if it came out yet, but I put out a video on how to see auras. The easiest way I can describe it is if you can get into the state of mind when you can see auras, it's not about seeing the auras. So seeing auras is trivial, but if the state of mind that's required to see auras is really like a taste of Eitz Chaim, of the tree of life. So if you can get beyond the intellect, and you can't get there using the intellect, it has to be It's a transcendental. It's a transcendental. I mean, that's a big word. It means that you're both childlike and wise at the same time. The part of you that's like so like that's in the mind of 3D, that's in the mind of judging others, judging yourself, feeling like, oh my gosh, I've got to have that Lamborghini, this kind of all these thoughts, man. I mean, when you, if like I'm saying, like, I'm not saying that I'm completely there yet or anything like this, but it seems to me that to get there, and we all really need to strive to get there, it's beyond the intellect. Meaning it doesn't involve the intellect. It doesn't involve figuring it out. It doesn't involve learning a lot. It doesn't involve figuring it out, criticize. Anyway, I think you get the idea. It just involves a kind of an it is kind of an emptiness, but it's more than emptiness, and it doesn't. I personally don't believe it requires years of meditation or anything like that, because the ultimate meditation is life itself. It means that when you are living your life, you are connected through not being connected. you know, you're plugged into a different channel. I always say that, like, it's like you're like a let's say a radio or a TV. I mean, not like the television, but let's say, and there are many channels you could plug into. You want to plug into the channel that plugs you in directly to consciousness, general consciousness, and that is by looks like a woke person being asked, what is a woman? Right. 3D thinking is in the past. Let it be in the past. Do not involve us. Right. It, yeah. Okay. It's not involving us. Right. So, but anybody who's here that hasn't completely evolved, which includes me, that's where it is. That's the direction to head. Okay. So now I want to go to some intel that I personally picked up today, and then we'll go to some other things. Let me think if there's anything else I would want to say about Pesach. Yeah, I experienced a major miracle at Hashgacha Pratis, divine providence. I mean, I would say if there's the best way really to get there is by paying attention to what happens to you in life, what thoughts come to you, what people say to you, what you read and what catches your attention, what happens to you when you're getting dressed, when you're taking a bath, when you're going for a walk, all these things. I mean, this is where you start to see the hand of God if you pay attention. So that's why I say going to meditate is all fine and well, but the real meditation is to be in life and to start paying attention to what's going on and to see how it is that you're in a state that is where God is personally like in contact with you at all times, and that's really it. Okay, so enough said. Um, Bird chirping at 1 p.m. Yeah, that's because on the seventh day of Passover, where we celebrate the splitting of the sea, that the birds were chirping in the middle of the night. So I've experienced on that day. I don't know if I experienced it this year because I don't think I stayed up that late. I used to stay up all night on the seventh day of Pesach, and that represents the splitting of the sea, and the birds were chirping, and everyone who was on that adventure that day got to see miracles like the greatest prophets that ever lived. They got to connect to godliness direct. So yeah, birds were chirping, fruit trees were blooming at the bottom of the sea. I mean, it was just amazing. Old term, the comforter. I'm not sure what you mean. Let your light shine. Yeah, be light. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. Then they will ask you what 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 you have. Yeah, that's the best way to transform other people. Is be an example. Yeah, thanks, Joan. I appreciate it. All my past relationships are done. Yes, and oh, that's the other thing, right? Thank you, Donald. You just reminded me. The other thing I learned on Shabbos, I mean on Pesach, on Passover, that's so important. Such an important like thing. A young woman, a very bright young woman, said, and she turned me on to like she got it from an artist. I wrote his name. Let me just see if I could find it. Um, Let's see. I'm sure I can. I wrote. I think I remember even where I put it. Notes. Right. His name is Brian Andreas. She got it from Brian Andreas. So I can. They say it's a very high level when you quote where you got your information from. But this came from a young woman who saw something from Brian Andreas. So this is really really important. I'm gonna go into a little bit of a, a thing about this before we get to Intel. I see we only have 301. That's okay. I want people to really get this. She said that when you get old, you stop changing. So I thought the opposite. I I mean I it, we so we came to the conclusion of the opposite. So if you want to stay young, you change all the time. You're always changing, and you welcome change. Now I'm just gonna go into some okay a little sideline. I met somebody on the train on a train part of my. I was on the train all day, and I'm not going to say details, but the person had a parnasa, had a way of making a living where the whole industry, should I say it? Okay, if this person is listening, just I'm saying this with love. I'm going to say this out of love and respect for you. If you're listening, yeah. Okay. So he told me that, and this is a very important detail. This is some intel that I'm going to give you, just like the fact I'm going to give you some intel about the airplanes in a minute. But the intel that he gave me was that the insurance industry is going belly up. The insurance industry is dying because there's so many claims and they can't keep up with it. At the same time, premiums are going down. The competition is extensive. It's the death. This is the death knell of the insurance industry. So if you're living in the 3D world and if you're trying your best to pay your insurance and all this stuff, I mean, I had experiences with my credit card. I had one. I told you there was one credit card company that I stopped paying, and they figured out a way to get out of around my stop payments. So I stopped the stop pay. I mean, but and then there was another insurance company, not insurance, another credit card company that I owe money to, and I'm not paying them this month. And I'm trying to get a hold of them, calling them on the phone. I can't reach anyone. There's no one there. There's no one there. So who am I paying? I'm paying. If you're paying your credit card bills, just saying for me, I'm not a financial advisor. If you're paying your credit card bills, it's because you want to pay your credit card bills, not because you have to. Just saying, okay? I mean, I'm not paying credit card bills because I know Nasara and Jasara. For me, Jasara and Nasara is already taking place. For me, the quantum financial system is already active. Okay, so people say prove it and all this stuff. Okay, I'm not in that mindset. Okay, and I could be totally off base with this one, but I'm saying that personally, all credit card debts are going to be forgiven. I was calling a huge bank. I was trying to get hold of J.P. Morgan to make a deal about this credit card bill that I owe. And I could not, I stayed on for like a half an hour. I kept getting the same recording over and over again. There was nobody there. So I thought to myself, so why am I paying this credit card bill to nobody? If I pay it, it's because I volunteered to pay it, because I have a choice, because it's voluntary, because the enemy, the Satan, you have to agree to what they're doing to you. Just like it's the Matrix. You have to agree to their insanity. If you agree to it, if you watch their movie, if you say, oh my gosh, I've got to pay my mortgage. I mean, if you agree to it, then you have to pay it. If you don't agree to it, you say, you know what, I'm not the mortgage. I've already paid my mortgage off 15 times already. I paid enough interest rates to float that boat I mean, it's ridiculous. Why should I pay any more? That's why I gave my mortgage to my ex, because I'm like, I'm not down for this. And I didn't pay them I called them. I said, do I have to pay this? They said, no, you could put it off, whatever. Okay. So I'm not going to go into this, but I'm just saying I met somebody on the train who was in the insurance industry. And if you're listening to me, please God, you should be blessed. But he said, I said, are you looking for another job? He said, no. He says, the insurance company's been good to me. I'm staying with it. Don't be like this person. And if you're listening, the person who said this to me, don't be like that. You got to change, man. This is a time of change. If you want to stay young, you have to be changing. You may go through 5 careers in the next 2 months. But if you're sitting on something because it used to work, you're just defeating the whole purpose of ascension. The whole purpose of staying young is to change. Change all the time. Change constantly. I don't know what, the microphone's not working tonight. I apologize. I don't know why it's not, but change all the time. Stay young. I'm going to throw this in. If you want to stay young in terms of your hair, I mean, my hair is like really filling in, and my wrinkles are going pretty much. Get some of this stuff. Okay, this will keep you young as well. Okay, I'm throwing that in. I just want to. That's part of SIA. Okay, I'm throwing that in as a commercial announcement. I don't want to confuse anyone, but I also want to support LifeWaves, my other sponsor, very good sponsor. These patches, these little patches, I got them all over myself. I've invested in like every patch known to man, and I'm like covered with patches. And between these two things, man, I'm being fruitful and multiplying in many ways. Anyway, so be change, man. Be change. Stay young, change all the time. Ascend. That's what it's all about. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ladybug. Forgot to take it today. Yeah, I'm just reminding you, and I didn't mean to get into a commercial announcement, but if you're staying with something because you think things are going to go back to like, I met somebody who invests in the stock market. He's like, well, this is always good. It's going to come back. I'm like, you don't understand. We're coming into a new age. Nothing is going back. Nothing is going to be the same. And that's the good news. We're coming out of the matrix. The matrix, not only are we coming out of the matrix is being destroyed. It's being shattered. It's being nullified. This whole system of rules and regulations, and you got to do this on Tuesday, and on Friday you do this, and you need this notified, and this, I mean, notarized. I mean, forget it, man. It's done. They're toast. They're going south. They've been deep sixing. Let's go on a canoe trip. I mean, the matrix is going over the side, man. So anyway, that's, just keep changing. Anyway, the stock market is toast. Anyway, so med school is free. Yeah. Right. You want to learn medicine? Really? Okay. That's medicine. This is real medicine. Yeah. Real medicine, not something that's why I don't have insurance. And people say, how can you not have health insurance? At least what if something happens to you? I'm like, are you kidding me, man? I mean, they care about you in the hospital, right? Like when we got this thing that associated with this, right? They took such good care of people in the hospital, right? All right. Anyway, okay. So that's it. So now let me get to some solid intel, so we can get. We have 410. Okay, so we're going up a little bit. Now, here's the next thing: planes. Okay, I happen to have I'm living in a bird's nest. I call it a crow's nest up here, eagle's nest. Let's call it the eagle's nest. I can see what's going on. What's going on? Today is May. What was that? Oh, it's my phone. Okay, today is April. Let me see up here. April 15th. Okay, it's good I checked. April 15th. Yesterday, April 14th, was April Fool's Day on the Julian or the other one of those calendars, right? The 1st of April. So what happened today that I saw personally that probably nobody in the world could have noticed except me because I live in this eagle's nest. And that is an unnatural fog came rolling out of the east, the southeast, all, all. It's a little foggy in here. This all day long, all day long a fog kept coming from the southeast, an unnatural fog. It was not a regular fog. I know because a regular fog would have burned off in the sun. This kept coming and then it would like stop for a minute and it shut down from my observation, my personal observation. And this is, you'll get this intel no other place probably. Maybe it is on public, but the airplanes were not flying from the big airport, the biggest airport, probably the biggest airport in the world. I don't know. But there were some airplanes going, but not many. It could have been, and those could have been commercial airlines that were really military planes. I'm just saying that everyone should know. You saw a large military plane. There was something going on. Your mortgage has been paid in full, and they never told you. I know. Tax day is 18th. You know what I say about tax day. That's my personal comment on tax day. You want to support these people? Tax, they say, is a voluntary thing. What that means, I don't know. But the rumor of war, this, is it really voluntary? I mean, I said that on Pesach. People asked, I somehow volunteered the information that I'm not really down for that struggle, and people were like, "What? They're gonna, what if there's nobody home? What if it really is voluntary?" I mean, I'm just feeling like it is. If you don't feel like it, if you don't feel it in your soul, you should pay your taxes. I don't. I mean, I do feel it in my soul that they're toast, they're gone. So I'm thank you, Jill. Jill, so good to see you. Jill, I figured out some things. Oh, I figured out some guitar things. But anyway, the planes were shut down today because of an unnatural fog that kept coming out of the southeast. Jill, I figured out some issues with my guitar. There were some loose nuts. And also, I retuned my guitar to 428. I'm out of 440. So you're going to hear if and when I play tonight or whenever I play, I'm now tuned to is it 428? No, it's 432. I'm tuned to 432 hertz, not 440 hertz. Is that right, Jill? Did I do good? Yeah. What color was the fog? It was gray. It was gray or white, but I'll tell you honestly, just I closed all the windows in my house. I did not want to sniff it. 432. Yeah. I was on 432. 428? No, it was 432 because I can't get 428 on my tuner. I got a new tuner and I could get 432. 432. Yeah. That's right. Okay. Thanks, Joe. I did my taxes and got back money. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. Anyway, so I retuned my guitar to 428 hertz. So here's the point of all this. What does this mean? It means you don't have to wait. Nobody has to wait to be saved. You can save yourself. That's what this whole ascension is about. Don't wait. Ascend. Ascend. That means changing your tuning. It means making a decision about taxes, making a decision about insurance, liberating yourself. You could liberate yourself if you're up to it. If you're not up to it, don't do it. Don't do it. If you don't feel it, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, please don't do it. I mean, we may end up, I mean, there's, God forbid we should all get in trouble. I don't see it. Yeah, 432. That's what I changed it to 432. Main headquarters of IRS is in Puerto Rico, and it's public trust that's private. A 432 is slightly flat, right? 440 sounds better. It may sound better, but it's has something to do with demonic energy. So I'd rather be a little bit flat. I mean, real music may be a little bit. It may sound a little bit discordant to our ears because we're used to 440. But I'm done. I'm done with 440. 40 years old and he got a strike. Right. Another ouchie. Man, I had a guy in my school. He was like 32 years old, man. He got a stroke. Really? And everybody in school was like, oh, he got a stroke. I'm like, does this add up to anything? Can you figure out how could it happen that such a young guy got a stroke? A guy in his 30s got a stroke. How is that possible? And they don't put it together. They don't figure it out. That's why I'm saying personal ascension is so important. F sharp is the problem. Last night in Illinois, where I live, helicopters flying low. Yeah, after dark, we'll be in the right place. Yeah, I agree, Wendy. I just want to be happy. Right. So to be happy, like to be, yeah, yeah, just file, just file exempt if you feel like you have to file. Yeah, that sounds like that's good advice. I mean, I'm not officially, whatever. I mean, yes. I mean, this is Usha. That's really, yeah, yeah, yep. And people don't put it together. Yes, I think this could be it. I think this could be it. But anyway, there's a big fog rolling in, and every time it seemed to end, it would come in again. If music, thank you, Wendy. Frequency of aircraft power. Okay, so that's it. So that's really my intel. Let's see, 420 Marines. Oh yeah, that I saw a picture of the 10th Mountain Division surrounding the Capitol. So that you probably all saw that also. New York has a lot of attention right now. Yeah, could be. I mean, this is like interesting, interesting. Right. Yes, this is very good. Learn how to think, not what to think. That's a very good way of putting it. Um, Wait a minute. Richard's here? Oh, I wanted to get this one. I hope that's not true. I don't agree, but it could be. I don't think so. I don't know why I would say that. I don't know. I just don't. I don't see it. Yeah, I mean, it could depend on the brand of what kind they got. But anyway, I kept seeing this fog rolling in, and and I realized airplanes can't necessarily they can't operate in deep fog because even at night they can see lights, but in the fog you can't even see the lights. PA just lost power. Yeah, I think we're under I think it's happening. I think the 1st of April, yesterday, right, yesterday could have been the beginning of martial law. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god, Angela Smith. Oh my gosh. It's horrible. Yeah, I mean, it's listen, I mean, if that's I mean, the other thing is if you got the ouchie from Dr. F, don't wait, don't sit around and just assume it's going to be okay. Get I mean, I would say get with this, man, and get with this. Get I mean, I got my mom on this. My mom got she got everything from Dr. Fauci. So I got my mom on taking all these products. I mean, it's not easy to get a 92-year-old woman to drink this 4 times a day, but she's down. She's okay with it. I told her. So 4 big helicopters. Yeah. Listen, it's happening. I think it's happening right now. Okay. Should we go? What do you guys say? Should we go to some intel? Should we hit it? But it seems to me, unless you guys, maybe more intel from you guys. Let me just see what you guys have to say. 10th out of nowhere. I saw like a citizen journalist that showed a picture of them. Right. Wow, you guys are really putting out stuff. Yeah, my mom is amazing. Yes, Intel. Okay, let's do some Intel. April 1st, this broadcast loosed a little late. No, no, I'm talking about the there are two calendars. There's the whatever it is. I'm not into it, but it's the Julian and the whatever, the two calendars that if you go by one of the calendars, the 14th of April turns out to be the 1st of April. And that's something that's quoted in the Intel a lot. But, Julian and Gregorian, right? I go by the Jewish calendar. So for us, it was the 23rd of Nisan. So, I mean, means nothing to me except that it was the day after Passover. The day after Passover could have been the beginning of martial law. I don't know. I'm just saying something happened, some Gregorian and Julian, right? So, or Julian, whatever. I mean, these calendars are going to. Why these people quote these calendars, I don't know. Why don't they just say it's the day after Passover and it's the 23rd of Nisan? Because I'm sure in the future we're going to go by the moon. When is Ramadan done? I don't know. Hey, Sharice. Moon and Aries change. Yeah. The Red Sea happened exactly on April 12th. Okay, April 12th on the Hebrew calendar, which is the 21st of Nisan. Okay. Ramadan, the last day is Friday. This Friday or next Friday? It's Roman pagan worship. Exactly right. Oh, I'm sorry. I should be plugging. I should be. I should be. I'm not sure. I guess Michelle. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Michelle. What was that? So Plony, Bo Plony. These guys who are not Jewish, they say they go by the Jewish calendar. I mean, Whiplash also says he goes by the Jewish calendar, but they always get it wrong. So I don't know what Jewish calendar they're going by. It just I'm constantly confused by Whiplash. He says, "Oh, it's the 17th of Nisan. The sea is splitting." No, it's not, Whiplash. It's the 23rd of Nisan. No, 1st of Nisan. I don't know what calendar he has. I used to have it in some of my older posts, Whiplash. If you want to get a good calendar, I used to have the link to you need to get a real Jewish calendar. You can't just go by, I don't know what's wrong with people. I mean, God bless you, but I bless you for trying. Now that, I don't want to get into the whole Jewish thing, but it's going to be around the end of the month. Smash. Yeah, they're talking about 420, which is the 29th of Nisan, which is like almost the last day of our calendar month. 420 is supposed to be a big day on for patriots. I didn't discover what's this? I didn't discover my brain until recently, right? Yeah. Okay, and again, I mean, you know, whatever. I don't know why I'm an outlier. I don't get along. The patriot community doesn't support me. The Jewish community doesn't support me. You and my peeps, we are on our own. We do not have, we do not have accolades of the rest of the world. I personally don't know why, and this may sound like an egotistical thing. I don't know why Joe Rogan has such a big audience and I don't. I don't get it. But that's where the world is holding. They want to hear like news from 20 years ago. I mean, Joe Rogan he's a nice guy. I love his style, but he doesn't put the pieces together. And we put the pieces together here. Why we don't have tens of thousands, maybe YouTube and everything else is keeping us down, or maybe it's just not time yet for the people to wake up. I don't know, but I don't know. That's just the way it is. I mean, go figure, right? Um, yeah. Anyway, and it's not that I personally feel that my message is so amazing, that I'm such an incredible person. It's the message. It's combining the Jewish calendar. It's combining the intel. It's like waking up to the big picture. This is not about Democrats and Republicans or Joe. I mean, Joe Rogan is a nice guy, just like Ben Shapiro. I love his stuff, but he's like, what are you telling the world? It's like, he's a nice guy. I love him. He's froom. He's Jewish, but he's talking about 50 years ago. They're reporting from like the ancient Greek, Roman times. And by the way, another thing I realized during this time, and I got it from some kind of intel, and I will go to intel in a second. The Romans didn't build that stuff. The Romans didn't build the Parthenon. They did not. There's no way the Romans, really? Those barbarian pagans built the Parthenon? That was left over from Atlantis or Lemuria. And they took credit for it, just like they do now. They take credit for all these beautiful churches were built, popped out of I saw one. I came home along the Hudson. I took the train to the Hudson. There was this incredible Tartarian structure on the water. I looked at it. I was amazed. I was aghast that because you could see like two layers, with the mud floods and everything, you could see two layers of this thing. And there were these beautiful columns and everything else. I turned to the lady next to me. I said, "Do you see that?" I said, "That's Tartarian building right there." Which is probably Atlantean. Anyway, ancient history. Joe Rogan, you're a sweetheart. You're a nice guy. Ben Shapiro, all these guys are really wonderful. I love their stuff. I wouldn't listen to it because there's no information. But, for some reason, I just saw like there's a big Jewish conference, and I'm not invited. I'm not included. And that's okay. I'm delighted that I'm not to be included. And I'm delighted that no Patriot channels ever seem to mention us. It's not me, it's us. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know what Jewish calendar he goes by. I know these guys are notorious for getting it wrong. I don't know if they, I don't know what, because maybe it's confusing to them. Maybe they don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, I'm sorry. We're way ahead of here. They don't put two and two together. No, Rogan is a nice guy. I'm not putting him down, but I'm just saying, like, man, why do we have 591 peeps here? Why don't we have 5 million? I don't know. And I hope it changes. I hope people realize that if they really want to get some news, great. I need to be weaned off. Two people, really wise people said, because I'm constantly trying to quit coffee, and they're saying why? Why would you want to do that? It's like my last really. No, no. I'm allowed to. I can say it. I'm not putting him down. I say he's a great guy. He's very charming. I think he has some very interesting information. But I'm just saying, it's not revelations. It's not up there. Past Pews Virtue. Yeah. So if you're on this channel, man, listen. If you're on the channel, I'm singing to the choir here. So, I'm not putting down Joe Rogan or Ben Shapiro. I think they're wonderful speakers. They're wonderful people. It's just that the news is not the news. Yeah, I know it's true. Listen, I'm not a person of moderation. I'm just not. I do not know what moderation is. That's why God has my husband is my only friend other than here. Yeah, I hear you, man. You're lucky you have a husband that you're friends with. Most people here do not even have that. We're all here on our own. Hey, Charisse. Thank you, Shirley, my Shirley. She's my best fan. But so listen, I am gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I won't lose another channel. I mean, my buddy in Benet in Nepal, I've already set up a new channel, just in case Red Bull gives me a headache. Yeah, I'm glad I'm back too. It's really nice to be here. I don't know how we doing at time. I'm not doing well, and I haven't even gotten the eclipse is coming. Right, the eclipse is 420 also. Right, I think most of these numbers are fake. No fear, love is highest vibration. Yeah. So my friend Binay in Nepal is putting together some other ideas of how we can expand the channel. I love those guys, man, and I do not mind paying. I All my money goes into that company. If I make money, you know, whatever I make for the month, I invest in getting the message out there. Now, why don't more people come here? I don't know. It's just it's not our time yet. Maybe. I mean, I've been. I know I've been all stop the grunt, sing a song, raise the vibes. Okay, you're right. I'm complaining a lot. Okay. Yeah, thanks. The shorts are great. Elon Musk was talking about 422. Okay, so 420 could be a big day. Should we just sing a song? I didn't get to any intel. I'm really sorry, but I really want to catch up with intel. And I'm sorry I'm complaining, but no one else. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Sonny. Other people are part of those. Go, darling. Yeah, she wants me to sing a song. I didn't even get to Intel. I started late though. Life partner. Yes, that is a big blessing, man, to have a partner on the same page. That is huge. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I mean, it's just Intel, then a song. Okay, let's do a little Intel. Okay, for Hadassah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to slide this up. Telegram. Put this over. Okay, let's do a little Intel. We're going to. I haven't listened to the Intel because I just did Havdalah, which means separating holy from not holy. I said Havdalah. I actually davened Marv tonight, which is pretty impressive for me. Okay, let's see what we got here. My family curious. How many of you use Twitter on a daily basis? What's that? Oh, this is what? This is for me? I said that? Somebody's Gila's channel? Wait a minute, this is my channel. There's stuff on here that I didn't put on. How did that happen? Oh, Gila's giving me a message. Okay, what's up, Gila? Gila, I miss you. Good vach. Thanks. Good vach. Yeah, good week. It should be a good week. Okay, so let's look at the intel. I don't know what happened here. Let's go to white hats first. I always go to white hats first. Here it is. Okay. Is there anything new? No, this is old, but Elon Musk, 100%. Now, I just got this from Elon Musk. Starlink provides internet to the most remote areas. There is a huge population without internet. Internet allows access to information and education, like New York City, for a world that even the most remote inhabitant can. Right. Okay. Wow. All right. This is on Elon Musk's channel. Okay. Let me go back. All right. So there's nothing new on this channel. Okay. Let's just look at. I'm just going to do a quick intel thing here. Let's see if the numbers go up. Okay, let's go to Whiplash quickly. Just check out if he's got anything new. I don't see anything from. Okay, let's go to Tyranny if I can find him. He's been doing a lot of this, like slamming Jewish people lately too. So, but um, there's a large chemical fire at something in Brunswick, Georgia. Okay, Putin is attending the Easter service in Moscow. We're way past the point of waking the rest up. They know the choice is to accept it. The accept is another matter that we will no longer have to deal with. Hang on tight. Past the point of no return and never going back. Okay, so that's an interesting point. We are way past the point of of waking the rest up. They know. So they know. I mean, the people I talked to on Pesach. Remember, I was away from home. They know. They know all this stuff. Whether they accept it, that's up to them. 107 huge intel. Something big is happening. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Unplugging the matrix starts here. Let's see what Gila's got for me. Okay, breaking. Thank you. Okay, comes from Gila. She says, I wonder why he wants to delay it. 420. Hybrid eclipse. Tesla owner Silicon Valley breaking. Starship launch is happening on Monday, April 17th. Monday for the first flight test of a fully integrated Starship and Super Heavy rocket. I have a feeling it might get delayed 3 days to the 420. So 420 is a big day. Okay, our number's going up. What happened next? Okay, this is a whole chronological history. I don't know if I want to go through this, but I'm not going to go there. That's a whole history. When the time comes, we're going to list all our sponsors. I don't need that. Good Times with Full Send podcast. Historical events on April 15th. Historical events for the 15th of April. See what famous, interesting, and notable events happened throughout history on April 15th. That's today. Why are Christians trying to start a civil war in Israel? I don't know. Holy fire celebrated by Christians in Jerusalem amid Israeli police restrictions. Israeli police limit attendance over safety concerns, which churches urge Christians to ignore. You know, why? I thought Christianity was like peaceful, but okay, so whatever. I'm not going there. Biden administrators for sending Tapper to Zelensky's. That's interesting. I mean, see, I think there's better intel. I'm not, I like Derek Johnson. I've met him personally. I've shook his hand. I've talked to him. He's a great guy. You can get him on other channels. I just don't, you know, I'm a lone wolf, man. I got no, except for Gila, man. Nobody else understands what the heck I'm talking about. And that's just fine. I'm fine with it. The entire Russian Pacific Fleet has been put on high alert for snap drills that will involve practice missile launches in a massive show of force amid the tensions with the West over the fighting in the country. Okay, so we still have to deal with clockwork. It's April 15th. It's 15th on the 5-5 mirror. It's 15th on the clock. It's 15 on the Q on the 17 clock. Okay, whatever. Okay. Navy SEAL Chief Eddie Gallagher, truth about Don Crenshaw. From fighting ISIS to fighting for my freedom. Chemical fire, we got that. Digital journal, digital journalists around the world. Okay, so let me just say one thing about ascension again. You know, Gila's here. Hey, Gila, I'm gonna make like Gila. I'm just like I'm a little bit cheer up. Yeah, you're right. I'm just a little bit. I don't know. Okay, so that's an interesting thought. I mean, that's an interesting thought. I mean, because Richard, I salute you, man. Richard's an old buddy that saved the channel in the old days when I had nobody to help me. He was amazing. Um, it's just amazing. So that's an interesting thought, and I agree. I'm gonna springboard off that, and I'm sorry to be grumpy tonight, but I just have to express this, and that is if you want somebody else to save you, if you think somebody else that is by I think I just don't think it's the right way to go. I don't think somebody else is here to save you. I think you really need to save yourself. And you'll be happier in the long run. Why is this thing moving? Um, so I agree with Richard. I mean, eclipse day. Everyone's saying eclipse. The big launch at dawn. Okay, they're all saying 4:20. Okay, so so I did some intel. Okay, that's it. That's it for the intel. Um, let's try to now. I put on new strings on my guitar, so it's quite possible that it'll take me a minute to tune, but it is going to be in 432 hertz. That's at least my plan, which means that I have to do it in terms of relative tuning. And it's I I now travel with my guitar, so I can't say that I'm out of practice. Let's see, where did that thing go? Okay, I don't know if this thing has power, and it may take me a second to tune. And I'm working on a new song that you'll really like. I think. I hope. Okay, let's see if we can pull this off. Maybe I'm just not used to this mic anymore. Yeah, it's working. I think it's working. How cool is that? It sounds like it's in some kind of relative tuning. Let me just check it. No. Let me just check my 428, 432. If I check the A, that is 432 hertz. This is bona fide. It sounds a little flat maybe to our ears, but we will get used to this now. Okay, so that's good. So I have my A. Snakes in the garden messed with our Mother Eve. We across the splitting sea, but we were never free. This is the Great Awakening. Welcome to the Great Awakening. Twin towers, stacks of gold, all the lives that they stole. The little ones disappeared, we lived our lives in fear. This is the Great Awakening. Welcome to the Great Awakening. All along the countryside, people sat and cried. How much longer can it be? The Great Awakening. The Great Awakening. I went down to the ocean to have myself a look around. I never thought I'd find that kind of peace of mind. Welcome to the Great Awakening. Welcome to the Great Awakening. Welcome to the Great Awakening. Yeah, it does sound a little flat, right? Our ears are not used to it, but I mean, it's a little out of tune, but not terribly. All right, let's try our a little more upbeat song. Everyone's kind of accusing me of being downbeat, but I'm just recovering from Passover. Makes you transform. It's just part of the thing. I'm sorry you can't see the guitar. I'll try. I'm trying. If I have a second camera, I'll be able to switch so you can see the guitar in different scenes. But kitchen shelves are fully stocked. I got bottled water under my cot. Oh Lord, I got the EBS blues. Oh, Dr. Fauci got that ouchie. Ghislaine and Jeffrey were no slouchies. Oh Lord, I got the EBS blues. for the 10 days of darkness, waiting for the first arrest. Oh Lord, why is that general wearing a dress? Day after day, night after night, not a single black swan in sight. Oh Lord, I got the EBS blues. Oh Lord, I got the EBS blues. All right, right. I can't sing the night they drove old Dixie down because I get a strike again. I don't know. Should we just call it a night? What do you guys think? It's pretty late. Richard, you the man. Yeah, EMDR. That's a really cool therapy. My friend Daniel Schoenbach. I want to give a plug for Daniel Schoenbach, even though it's not sort of out of. But if you want to learn how to be a counselor, man, and you want to learn how to like do it the Viktor Frankl way, check out my friend Daniel Schoenbach. He's got some cool stuff. I'm just saying. If his sister-in-law is listening, man, shout out to you too for listening all this time. And by the way, Miriam, do not fall asleep on my show, please. Right, Gila? You talk to Miriam about falling asleep? She likes to fall asleep to the sound of my voice. Titanic hit, Lincoln assassinate. Yeah, further few bad events for April 15th, right? Deep state. All right, so let me sing like a kumbaya song. I surrender in the courtyard, I surrender on the street. I surrender my ambition, I surrender to the thief. Sweet surrender, sweet surrender. And I surrender to our new love on any road it takes. The garden is so beautiful, the apples taste so sweet. Sweet surrender, sweet, sweet surrender. We all need to come together around the language of the heart. We all need to come together. We all need to come together. We all need to come together around the language of the heart. Love is a river, fear is a stone that I skip across the water on my gentle journey home. Sweet journey home. Sweet journey home. We all need to come together. We all need to come together. We all need to come together around the language of the heart. It's as easy as fishing, don't you know you're a magician? We all need to come together. We all need to come together. We all need to come together around the language of the heart. Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, that's what we need to we need to let the normies be normies and wake up the best they can, but just be a shining example of ascension. Just work on our own personal ascension. Thanks, Barbara. We lost 100 people who grabbed the guitar. Listen, Tanyani, I just, yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me, but you know what? There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that live and breathe this Intel stuff, and they're Intel junkies, and they don't really want to know about the higher levels of consciousness, and it's okay, man. I've learned to, I can live with I I I can live with a lot of kind of rejection, but I mean, on the other hand, there's so much acceptance, and it's just such an unbelievable thing that me, like just a regular failed school teacher, can have even 418 people. It's at one time, so it's okay. All right, guys. So we will catch you in the morning. Tomorrow is Sunday morning, and thanks for coming. Any let's see. Oh gosh, I'm way behind here. So let your light shine. Yeah, we're being suppressed. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have to think ascension like it's already happened. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree, Dana. All right, hey Jill, be well, man. Um, Jill, any way you can get rid of you can get a babysitter for your doggies? No, I love your channel. Thank you, Sonny. Been watching Commune Living on YT. Yeah, I like that. There's a guy and his wife that do a thing that's really cool. Thanks, Dana. Thanks. Yeah, we're on track, man. It's really about ascension. Some on Yontif on Passover, I was with a guy who was really like very enlightened guy, and he says, "Why do you have to do all this intel on your channel?" I said, "Listen, man, people like intel. I mean, but basically, we're about ascension. We just use the intel as kind of like bait. I mean, I'm interested in the intel. It's definitely interesting, but yeah, without Congress." All right, guys, we'll see you in the morning. It's good to be back. Remember, we're in the fog of war, man. Reset battery. Yeah. Thank you, Sunny74. Okay. All right. Um, Gary, you're awesome. Okay, guys, we'll see you in the morning. God bless. God bless everybody. We're back. Okay, back from Passover. This has been a transfer. A newbie playing guitar. Yeah, enjoy, man. Just enjoy the learning. It's great to play guitar. Okay, much love, and we'll catch you in the morning.